your offer sucks, ads are not going to convert.
Here's some offers that are proven.
Most agency owners that are successful crack paid ads. Weird always beats professional.
I need this to be perfect. And like,
as long as you guys follow the overall framework that Isaac just laid out, targeting is going to be just fine.
Ugly, simple stuff works.
If you treat book calls as book calls, you're fucked. It took me $5,000 to close my first paid ads client, but once we did, we scaled from 50K a month to 250K a month within 6 months. If it takes you longer than 24 hours to get everything set up, you're doing it wrong. Welcome to the last day of the 0 to 100K a month. I don't know if we want to call it a course, a workshop, but we gave you guys absolutely everything. How to set appointments, how to close appointments, all of our ads, all of our scripts, all of our templates, all of our presentations. And we showed you guys how to get clients results, built out full end-to-end ad campaigns for clients for a bunch of different niches. We helped you guys set up Go High Level. I gave you guys all of the master classes that you guys needed to build your systems and walk you through how to do that. And today, for the final day, just because we wanted to make this a separate master class, technically this is part of setting appointments, but this is going to be way too much for to do it back on day one. So I'm bringing Isaac back. You guys know Isaac, 7-figure agency owner. He's my business partner. And he, most importantly, above all else, I think he's ran more agency ads than anyone else that I know. And he's ran agency ads in pretty much every single niche that you could imagine. Weird ones, not weird ones, chiro, dental, roofing, real estate, legal, gyms, med spa, every single niche on the, what are like the other main niches? The solar.
I mean, all the standard ones: solar, chiro, roofing, mortgage, med spas, real estate,
pretty much
everything.
Yeah, home services. And at this point, Isaac has spent millions of dollars on agency ads for his own agency, for my agency, for our clients' agencies. And today it's going to be a long one, but a really good one. I think this might be the most in-depth of all the master classes in terms of step-by-step breakdowns. Just like we taught you guys how to build client campaigns A to Z, we're going to teach you guys how to build agency ad campaigns A to Z for both Facebook and TikTok. So with that in mind, if you're excited, ready to go, drop a 1 in the chat, show Isaac some love, drop some W's in the chat. And with that in mind, Isaac, take it away.
Awesome. Cool, guys. Let me pull up my screen.
And I'll chime in here too.
Yeah.
Can I actually give some warnings, Isaac, before we dive in?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I got a few warnings for you guys. Warning number 1, if your offer sucks, ads are not going to convert. Okay. Same thing we told you guys for your clients. If your clients are offering a $500 consultation for like a dental cleaning, not gonna work. It has to be a really, really good offer. If your offer sucks, I don't care how good you're targeting, how good your creative is. None of that shit's going to work. Second warning, order of importance: offer, creative, copy, and then targeting and all that BS, all the little technical stuff that people tend to overcomplicate. What should I do on the funnel? Should I do this or that? If you have a good offer, really good creative, that's kind of the 80-20. Then we can start to get into the copy to reel them in on the ad. And then we can start to get into the more specifics, nitty gritty, do we do an opt-in, then an application, or do we do application, then account lead, all that good stuff. So focus on the 80-20. And then last but not least, guys, actually 2 more warnings. I'll tell you guys a story. I spent money on ads when I was at 20K a month in my agency, and I spent about $1,000. I was and I actually got booked calls, which is wild. Got booked calls. And I remember being oh, this doesn't work. Turn them off. I'm done with ads. Spent $1,000, didn't close anything. Then maybe 6 to 8 months later, we were at 50 to 60K a month. And I was you know what? And I actually met a good friend of ours, Mark, at a conference. He's a good friend of me and Isaac's. And Mark, I found out, was running ads really, really well. And I was you know what? I'm going to give this a shot again. I don't care. I'm going to give this a shot again. I know someone is crushing with it. So I know it's proven to work. I know it works. I'm going to commit to it. And guess what? How much do you guys think I spent before I closed my first client? Not 50. 50 is kind of high. 50 grand or $50 now. Definitely not 50 to 100. I spent $5,000. I spent a grand total of $5,000 before I closed my first client. Most people would have given up way before then, but guess what? After I spent that $5,000, I scaled from $50,000 to $250,000 a month with my agency within 6 months. because I had scale. I automated my entire prospecting and I could scale it. It took me $5,000. And I want to share that with you guys for a few reasons. Number one, most people give up on paid ads way too early. They're like, oh, I spent $100. Doesn't work. They give up on paid ads way too early. And also, guys, paid ads exposes you. Paid ads will expose you. If you suck at sales, you get 100 appointments and you can't close them. Is it the paid ads problem or is it your problem? It exposes you. I believe that paid ads is one of the fastest ways to learn quickly, because what happens is you guys are doing cold email or cold call and you get like one book call here, one book call there, and you can't really practice. But imagine if you had an entire calendar filled with sales calls, A to Z, Monday through Friday. You're going to learn so much more quickly. You're going to put in the reps, and it's almost like going to the gym and you're benching, but you can only bench one time. It's like really hard to practice. But imagine if you could go in 3 times a week and work on your bench. If you're trying to get stronger, if you're just trying to bodybuild, I don't know if that makes sense, but if you're trying to get stronger, you have to practice. And I think like paid ads is one of the best and most powerful ways to practice and fail quickly, but know that it will expose you. That's one of my biggest warnings. It's going to expose you. Most of you guys, like to actually be able to close from paid ads, you need to have your shit together. You need to have a good product. You need to have really good sales skills. You need to be able to follow up. You need to be able to convert someone that's colder into someone that's warmer, just like we tell our clients. This is the same exact dilemma our clients face. We get in there, they're expecting referral like leads. They're expecting to not have to do any work and just take an order. You guys are not order takers. You have to become sales professionals, and paid ads is going to expose you if you don't have that. Now, I think it's actually a good thing because it forces you to level up much more quickly, but don't expect it to just be like you press a button and then boom, I got appointments that it will close. So I think it's good. I think it forces you to practice quickly. It forces you to level up way more quickly than any other prospecting channel. However, it will expose you, and that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. Taking it on, remember I said on day one, like really being, and I don't know if I said this exactly, but really being honest with yourself and working from a place of truth, whether it's what you want to hear, whether it's what you want to hear or not, hearing what you need to hear is the most important thing. So just working from a place of truth allows you and empowers you to go out and crush it. And I think that paid ads does that for you. And then before I pass it off to Isaac, one last warning: call your fucking leads. Just like we tell the clients, you got to call the leads. Like just because it's paid ads and they booked on your calendar, treat every appointment as a lead. Do not treat an appointment as an appointment. Your show up rate's going to suck, and then you're going to blame paid ads again. But if you actually realized what sales organizations actually do, for example, I have a team of 4 DM setters that help me with my DMs. I have a team of 4 phone setters, 4 people that are on the phone. And all they do is they dial the booked appointments and warm them up. I have a team of 4 closers. So I have 12 people, and I have a head of sales. So I have a total of 13 people in my sales organization. Maybe it's a little bit less, maybe it's a little bit more. It fluctuates. Sometimes when we like to hire a lot and then just keep the best and have them compete. So the point is, there's like a whole process in place. We have email, like when I made ads work for me for Atlas Digital, I had 2 sales guys. I had email automations going out every single day. I literally sent an email to my list every single day. I had text going out. I had content that I was putting in front of the people that came in from paid ads. And everyone thinks that paid ads is this like 1 + 1 = 2. It's more like people think it's like a 2-step thing. Like you run paid ads, you close the clients. It's more so like you run paid ads, then people know about you, you get some leads, and then you call them, and then they're like, oh, I don't know yet. And then you call them the next month, and then they sign up. Or paid ads is more like, oh, you got these leads and they started watching your content and consuming your materials. Maybe you gave away some freebies. Then after like 30 days of checking you out, they're like, oh, this is actually interesting. And then you send out an email to your list, or you do a text follow-up. They're like, oh yeah, I've actually been checking you out. I'm going to sign up. It's not so like chronological. It's not like 1, 2, 3. It's more like this thing happens over here. Then, they're in your ecosystem. And then over time, you convert them into a paying client. So if you guys are going to run paid ads, I will say have at least one piece of nurturing content, whether it's a Facebook group, whether it's like a podcast, something that you can give to them to nurture them over time. And then make sure to have some follow-up systems in place, like text follow-ups, email follow-ups, or just calling. It's not so like logical. 1 step I run paid ads, 2 step I close them. It's more like 1 step I run paid ads. Now they're in my ecosystem. Then I'm emailing them every day and I send them my podcast and they really love this podcast. And then I gave them a call to follow up and they finally closed, but I got them into my ecosystem and they knew, like, and trusted me more than every other agency because they were in my ecosystem, not theirs. That's how you guys need to look at paid ads. It will expose you, and that's the best thing that can happen to you. And call the fucking leads. Guys, call. I have there's an agency owner that I was speaking to that calls 8 times a day for the first 7 days. I think that's maybe a little too aggressive, but he's getting a hold of them. So don't blame the leads, blame your lack of sales skills and level up your sales skills. And I promise you're not going to blame the leads. The leads are always good and bad, just like niches. It's about you leveling up. Every niche sucks. It's about you getting good at the niche. Every lead sucks. It's just about you getting better at sales. Yeah. Any other warnings, Isaac, that you feel like I'm missing?
No, and also like speed to lead matters a lot. The difference between calling a lead within the first minute or two versus calling them 15 minutes from now is massive. People get distracted, people start doing other things, they don't answer their phone. If you have alerts set up and you call these people right when they come in, you're going to have a much better contact rate. So speed to lead is super important. And yeah, what Joel was saying, like, offers the foundation of ads. And a lot of people will have decent offers, but they don't display it on the ads. Like, the amount of people I've seen with like their offers pretty good, but they don't have it in the headline. They don't have it in the image. It's like mostly in the body copy, and they present it in like the most unsexy way ever. Like, they'll say like guaranteed appointments for your chiropractic clinic, but they don't like say how the appointments are guaranteed. It should be like guaranteed appointments for your chiropractic clinic. We're the only agency with a USA-based call center. We call your leads as soon as they come in. Within 30 seconds, we get them scheduled, we qualify them, and we send you a full list of all, their type of stuff. Like, the body copy is basically to make your offer, detail it out and make it actually look good. So part of it's having a good offer, part of it's also displaying that offer properly on the ads.
Yeah, I think that's enough warnings. And then also but once you crack the code on paid ads, I tell everyone in my coaching program, crack paid ads. Because once you do, you literally have a scalable system to set and close appointments. Like, if you crack paid ads, especially with service-based businesses like agencies, it works so well. When we're talking about like coaching programs, people buy who you are, not what you offer. So it's really hard, for example, to get someone to really buy into the Joel Kaplan or Isaac Rubel brand through an ad. But for agencies, people are buying what you guys offer, like the actual end result. That's really easy to advertise. So advertising is so powerful for agencies. And if you crack it, you will scale. Like, if you can figure out how to set and close payments from paid ads, that is the fastest way to scale to 100K a month. I'd say 90% of the people that I've helped scale to 100K a month, 87 agency owners to date, 90% had cracked paid ads, for reference, which is pretty wild. It's like the data shows that most agency owners that are successful crack paid ads. So, All right, let's dive in.
Cool. Let's jump into it. Cool. So first of all, guys, I'm really tired today. So apologies if I'm kind of slow on some of the technical explanations of things, but we're going to still going to cover it all. It'll be good. So in the last year and a half, I have built over 150 B2B campaigns for agencies on Facebook. All of those got within KPI. Out of those campaigns, there was one single one that couldn't be brought within KPI. Damn. So I've done a ton of this, and I'm going to give you guys the exact method that I use to accomplish that. It's step by step. It works every single time. The only variable is going to be your offer and how good your creatives are. So if you follow this, the way I set this up, it's going to work out really well for you. So like me and Joel were talking about, the foundation of...
And by the way, I haven't seen these slides. So that's how you know it's the fucking truth.
Yeah. It's first step. You got to get the offer dialed in. If you don't have your offer dialed in, if your creatives are really good, if your creatives are top tier, really good editing, you might be able to overcome a bad offer. Not a bad offer. You can overcome like a very okay offer, but it's easier if you just have a good offer and have everything just right on that. Here's some offers that are proven. Now, every market gets more saturated over time. Like, for example, if you do guaranteed leads in chiropractor right now, you're not going to have the best time. It's going to be hard, and you're going to pay $200-300 something per appointment. For example, like what works in chiropractor right now is guaranteed appointments, using a call center talking about how you're going to use a USA-based call center in the body copy, and also a revenue guarantee on the landing page. Like, the more saturated your market gets, the more sophisticated your offer has to become. So,
or the more unique your offer has to become. Like, the other option is to be like, we're the first agency that offers influencer marketing for chiropractors. We will hire an influencer in your area to come into your practice, do a whole video, promote it in front of their entire audience, and blow you guys up. No one is doing that. So you don't have to go so crazy. If you can't be better, be new. And I think those are the two ways to improve the offer.
Yeah. And like, if you see number 9, offering TikTok ads, it's weird because you're running Facebook ads saying, I'm going to run TikTok ads for you, but it works really well. And when we first released that angle in the TikTok ads course, like, we were seeing appointment costs that we hadn't seen in like years in some niches. Like, it's actually crazy, the results it got. So coming out with something new or making something old sound new is a really good way to get yourself some cheap appointments. Joel, do you have any offers that I missed here that you would like to add to this list?
For me, guys, like, on my YouTube, I'm going to be releasing an innovation masterclass teaching you us how to actually innovate. I already filmed it, which it's in the queue. It's going to be coming out in like the next month. But these are all like, we talked about offers on day 1, so you guys can go back and watch that. Yeah. These are all like better and better and better. So it's like leads, appointments, deals. Then after that, it's like performance-based deals, or leads, appointments, deals. I think like all that is how to be. Then it's like performance-based appointments with a call center. Like, that's just playing a game of better. I think there's a lot of opportunity by being new, saying, hey, we're the first agency that will place VAs in your business. We're the first agency that will run recruiting ads for you. We're the first and help you build your team. We're the first agency that will do TikTok organic content. We're the first agency that uses ChatGPT to build out your newsletters, to build out all of your video scripts, to build out literally like all of your customer service support emails, to literally build everything out. Like, hey, we're the first. You know how many systems agencies there are for like agencies and coaches? There's quite a few. How many systems agencies are there for dentists that will help them with automations and with like all these things that they don't even know? Slack, Zapier, Make. So coming up with new things is I think easier than coming up with better things, because it's when you come up with better, it's just a race to the bottom. And if you think about it, like, when I launched new systems, that's when I had the most results. Like, when I launched the patients that prepay and show up system, blew up. When I said, hey, I'll help you get spinal decompression patients, it blew up because it was new.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going.
Besides offer, the next most important element is your targeting. This is something that when I look into people's ad accounts, this is almost always wrong. Like, it's almost 100% of the time wrong. So I'm going to show you the best way to set up.
Yeah, maybe I overlooked it, but I forget that I have you.
What's up?
I said offer, then creative, then copy, then targeting, but I forget sometimes that I got your brain.
I mean, it all, honestly, it's all like wheels on a bicycle. Like, it all matters. Like,
that's true. That's a good point.
If you're missing any of this, it's not gonna be fun. Like, if you get all the rest right, but your targeting is like abysmal, like I've seen that and it doesn't work. Here are what I launched with. The first 5 is what I launched with for if I'm like, if a person with a chiropractic agency comes to me and they're like, hey, let's launch ads. This is what I would launch for them, the first 5. Now, an important note, and I'll go through what each of these mean, and we're going to do a build out here soon. Custom list. I see a lot of people scraping list, uploading list, running ads only to a custom list, and then wondering why their meeting cost is like $200, $300. The reason for that is everybody has scraped the same custom list as you. There's only a certain number of any given business in all of these databases. And at this point, in all the major niches, everybody's scraped them. Now, that doesn't mean custom lists don't work. they work especially well in unique niches. So like, I don't know, if you're running ads for funeral homes, or maybe like drug addiction centers, or niches that very few people have built large agencies in, custom lists are going to crush for you. They're going to do really well. If you're in chiropractic or real estate, it's not going to be fun trying to run to a custom list. It's going to be more expensive than any other targeting here. The first two work in pretty much everything. Number 4 and 5 are a little bit hit or miss. The meta right now, like what works on Facebook is interest targeting for the most part. Interest targeting works in pretty much every niche. A lot of the top performing campaigns I've launched in the last year is interest targeting with good creatives and a good offer, and it works really, really well. Number 6 here, you can launch open targeting eventually. You want conversion data though. So get your first 50 conversions, get your first 50 meetings scheduled, tracked on Facebook before you attempt open. Also, if you run open, depending on the niche, it's good to have a survey on your lander before they can schedule. You don't want to run open targeting with like lead forms. If you do that, the barrier of entry to like submit a lead form is too low, and you end up getting everybody in the United States submitting your lead form. So you have to run, if you do open, get data first and have a proper funnel that's like multi-step. And I'll give you guys a funnel here soon. Where I went over that. Okay. So next, you need really solid ad creatives. So I gave you, these are in the slides. We'll share them after. I gave you guys 2 PDFs of more ad creatives for B2B than you will ever need. Really just look in here, find ad creatives that look good. You can probably find some in your niche, because I mean, guys, look at the scroll bar here on the right. See how small that scroll bar is? Like, you gotta scroll for like, I mean, I'm scrolling kind of fast, but it's a big list of ads. Joey, you want to say something?
No, this is great. I funny story. I was trying to hook you guys up with that file, but I couldn't find it anywhere. So I'm glad you found it.
I actually had to like pull it out of a Kajabi course and then like upload it to a PDF site. So okay, it was a process.
Dude, that's fucking awesome. Guys, we're literally hooking you guys up with our Steal My Ads database of ads. Like we used to sell this. So like you guys are getting it for free. That's freaking amazing.
Yeah, so we have this one. You can tell these are my creatives because they're ugly, but they're also like weird. And they work really well.
Also, yeah, weird always beats professional. Like,
yeah,
if you guys put some professional looking ad, it's not going to work. Make it kind of weird.
Yeah,
you're competing against a lot of distracting things on the internet. You're competing against a lot of noise. If you think about it, you're a chiropractor. Scroll down, go to the Dr. Palmer one.
Oh, I think it's up.
Okay, Dr. Palmer. Dr. Palmer is one of the most famous chiropractors. Imagine you're scrolling and you see Palmer Paper Patient Program and you see his face on a suit. You're going to be like, if you're a chiropractor, you know who that is. If you're not a chiropractor, you don't know who that is. If you're a chiropractor and you're scrolling and you see that, you're going to stop. Like, that's the idea. Or let's say you're a med spa. Like, or actually, let me take a step back. Let's say that you're not a med spa. Do you know what a body sculpting machine looks like if you're not a med spa? No, you have no idea. If you're a med spa, you know what it looks like. If it's on someone's head, it's going to force you to stop. I think like everyone's like, you know what's really funny? When we ran other people's ads, one of the biggest complaints that we got is that they hated our creatives. But if it gets results, why does it fucking matter? Here's why. Most people want to look good, but it doesn't work. You're going to get sucked into the noise that's out on the internet. You gotta do something to stand out. Literally, my short form videos, guys, I have to I speed it up by 5%. I have to do a new word on every single second on the video. I have to put B-roll, sound effects. Like, I have to really stand out, right? You could say it doesn't look professional. My videos are very like in your face nonstop. So you guys have to stand out. That's really the takeaway.
Yeah, being professional doesn't really work. And like talking about unique offers, this offer when we first released it was getting like $6 meetings, like scheduled meetings in real estate. And it's just something that I came up with one day. And we put some imagery with it. And these ads, like, I haven't seen meetings in real estate that cheap through a funnel for a long time. So if you come up with unique stuff, you get rewarded for it. So creatives, some niches, images perform better. Some niches is video. Some years it switches. You have to figure this out yourself. If you're going to be filming video with you on it, which is what most of you will probably be doing, the easiest way to get performing videos now is to make them look like TikToks. Like, go look at Joel's page, go look at my TikTok page, look at how our videos are edited. That's what you want your ads to look like now. If you film a 2007 looking ad where it's you sitting at a desk talking for 3 minutes straight about how much you love chiropractic care and how you're here to get them leads, it's not going to work. You're going to get punished with $400 per meeting. So the ads basically have to be TikToks now. They have to be engaging. They have to grab people's attention. That's what people watch now. So you have to make ads that look like that, or else they're going to be bored and won't click through. So the last thing you guys need before I show you a full build out is a good landing page. What works best on Facebook right now is a landing page that, let me actually just show it to you guys. I'm going to pull it up here. Calendar here at the top, embedded. Calendar here at the top, embedded. This type of stuff, frequently asked questions type of stuff, and buttons, and social proof and buttons. Basically, your whole page is social proof and buttons that bring them back up to the calendar. Now, if you're getting a lot of unqualified meetings, or a lot of people that aren't in your niche, replace this calendar with an embedded high-level survey. There are 2 really good ones in that snapshot. But
are we giving away the snapshot?
Yes,
Okay, cool.
It's all in the slides. Like, it's all linked if you guys click on that link. A lot of people try to put VSLs on their lander. The only way you can have a VSL on your lander is if you have one of the best VSLs ever filmed. Like, it's really hard to get that type of stuff to perform. You have to have everything right. Your offer has to be perfect. Your VSL has to be hyper engaging. People want your offer. They don't care about you anymore. These niches stopped caring about the marketer and the face on the marketing a long time ago. They want your offer and they want to see what you have. If you're running ads to chiros, they've already seen a million offers. They don't need to see somebody's face talking for 4 minutes about how their offer is unique and all this stuff. What they want
unless
is
it's actually unique.
Yeah. Unless if it's especially unique, then do it. But it has to be really good, like something brand new, like genuinely new. But for most stuff, they see your engaging ad. They're like, oh, that's really weird. Basically, for most of the ads, like, that's really weird. Why is Dr. Palmer's face on a suit? So they click, they see your offer, like, that's a good offer. I wonder if they can actually deliver on it. I wonder if they're full of shit. They click through, they schedule with you, and from there it's a sales call. So that's the state of ads in 2022. It's not a bad thing.
2023.
It's actually easier than it used to be.
Do you feel like that landing page, people tend to overcomplicate it? Like, guys, we ran millions of dollars in ad spend through that funnel or a similar variation of it. It's very simple. Here, can you go back to it?
Yeah.
You put your offer at the top. You add the calendar so people can book straight there. Then you put some things about your agency below it. Although it doesn't, you could even skip that. Honestly, it won't make too much of a difference. Then social proof, call to action. That's it.
You guys want to know something funny?
Offer, social proof, and call to actions. That's all you need. Offer on the top, social proof, call to action.
Something really funny. I had some ads that weren't performing that well. Like, they were performing good, but I thought they could be doing better. And I was running this type of page. And what I did, I just deleted everything below this green button right here. So all of you who are like, do I need social proof for the funnel or like any of that stuff? It literally reduced my cost by at least a third. I just left this, and deleted everything else on this page, and it performed even better.
You could also just have the offer with a calendar, and that's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, like maybe deleting this even makes it perform. Ugly, simple stuff works. It really does, and a lot of the time it works better than the pretty stuff. So, okay.
What about lead forms, Isaac?
You can do lead forms. You definitely can. A lot of the reason I don't recommend a lot of people do lead forms is a lot of the times lead form rely on you doing a lot of follow-up, and they rely on speed to lead. And unfortunately, a lot of people suck at those two things. So lead forms end up not doing too well for them. Which you need those two things here too. Like, don't get me wrong, like with a funnel, you still need to call the freaking leads very quickly, as fast as you can. And you can, we've had some students even recently that have had a lot of success with lead forms. Everything I'm teaching you now, if you don't want to run a funnel, you can just use this information to build a lead form instead. And you can make it work, but make sure you dial them like a lot.
Makes sense. Okay, let's dive in.
Okay. So let's do a full build out so I can show you how all of this is structured. So I'm gonna build out a campaign with the layout that I showed you guys earlier. So first step, I'm not going to show you guys how to install the pixel or anything like that. We already covered that in the B2C section. If anybody's watching this in the future and you want to see how to install a pixel, go to the B2C section. It's not more complicated than that. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to upload our custom audience. And remember, custom audience doesn't work in all niches, but the lookalikes of it are very often worth creating. So we're going to select custom audience, customer list, next. And we are going to, one second, Zoom is blocking mine. Hit next. Does your list have a, select no there. And I actually like to paste in the data. It doesn't really make a difference.
For those of you guys that don't know what a custom list is, essentially, like, imagine you scrape your emails and phone numbers of chiropractors in the US, you could upload that to Facebook and then run ads to it.
Exactly.
That's what a custom list is.
Yeah. So and the bigger the better. Like, some people will just be like, oh, I scraped LinkedIn and I got 5,000 phone numbers. You're going to have a bad time. You want, in any given niche, generally you want like 50,000 plus combined emails and phone numbers. It can be like 25,000 phones, 25,000 emails. But if you get below that 50,000 number, sometimes it can get rough. I've seen it work with like 25, 30,000, but that's really the limit. So we're going to paste in phone numbers. We're going to name this test list, and we're going to hit next. Phone number. It's uploading. Now, another mistake a lot of people make is they will upload their phone number scrape and their email scrapes as separate lists. You generally do not want to do that. What you want to do is upload phone numbers first, click your test list, hit actions. Oh, you can just hit edit here, actually. Hit edit, hit add customers, paste comma separated values. They don't actually have to be comma separated. They can just be columns in an Excel sheet or rows, sorry. And then now paste in your emails, then hit next and then hit save. So you want to push them into the same list, but you also don't want to upload them at the same time. That's another place where people make mistakes. You don't want to have a phone number column and an email column on the same Excel file and then upload that Excel file. The problem with that is Facebook says they must match both. Whoever the profile is, it says they must match the phone number and the email. So you cut your audience size down massively. So upload phone numbers, edit list, then upload your females. I'm sleep deprived, guys. Your emails to the same list. So we just created a list. Let me see if I can make it look like this. It might be a bit early. Oh, create lookalike. Cool. Select your lookalike. Select the audience location, United States. Also, you can do Canada. A lot of you guys forget that Canada has a lot of the businesses that you want to do business with. If you don't target Canada, you generally miss out a lot of the time on clients, and especially on cheap clients, because people generally do not target Canada, so it's a lot less competition. You're gonna hit 5 right here. We want 5 lookalikes built off of our list. So we have our 1%, and then we have the rest of them. And I'll show you guys how to create audiences out of these, create lookalike audience, and there we go. So we have our test list, then we have all of our lookalikes. So let's go back into the ads manager.
So guys, we uploaded the list. So essentially, let's say you scrape a database of like 30,000 roofers in the US. You uploaded that list. Now we can run ads to it, or we could say, hey, Facebook, find me other people like this. That's a lookalike audience. So custom audience is like the actual list. Lookalike is like, hey, Facebook, find me an audience just like that one.
Yeah. So it basically takes your list and it projects it out into a larger population. And it's like, who in this larger population has similar characteristics to this list. It's not perfect, but it works well. Let's name this roofing. Actually, we're gonna name this real estate because I like the real estate interests that are available. They're really good to show you guys how to create interest targeting, even though that was technically a roofing list I just uploaded. So we just create our campaign, named it the niche, ad set name, custom list. Conversion, we're just going to choose a random pixel I have on here. Obviously, you have to choose a relevant pixel that you installed based upon how we did it in the B2C module. Dynamic creative on. Daily budget. Now, a lot of people ask me what their daily budget should be for ads. Your daily budget should be enough to get 1 conversion. So if you know generally in your niche, a meeting cost is $50, you want your daily budget to be $50. In real estate, you can probably get meetings for, I don't know, $40 on average, depending on, you can get them for cheaper if you have really good ads.
In general here, but this is a great point, Isaac. Sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
Guys, if you're in very competitive niches like dental, chiro, it's going to be more expensive. And I'd say competitive and high net worth niches more expensive. So for example, with Atlas Digital, I was paying $150 per appointment. $150. Most of you guys are like, I spent $20. What do? I spent $150 per appointment. At the end of the day, I was looking at my cost per acquisition. If it cost me as much as I would make month 1, I would actually keep acquiring that client. So for example, my retainer was $2,000. So I was willing to spend as much as $2,000 minus my sales guy's commission. So it was around like let's just say $1,500. That's how much I was willing to spend to acquire a client. So essentially, if I didn't close one client out of 10 appointments at $150 a pop, then I would try to tweak the ads. But even if I just broke even on month 1, I didn't care, because then everything after that was pure profit. And in the meantime, I was building my brand. I was essentially getting free ad spend. I was putting myself out there. I was building my email list. I was building my phone number list. I was building my audience. And if I broke even on month 1, that was fine. So I'm looking at cost per acquisition, not cost per book call too much. And as long as my cost per acquisition is as much as the first month retainer, like if you're charging $1,000 a month, you should be willing to spend $1,000 to acquire that client. Now, I will say this. Some niches, it's going to be more, some niches, it's going to be less. So for example, realtors, you can get appointments for like $30. There's millions of realtors. Untapped niches, if you go after tree care companies or retirement homes, really cheap. You have no competition. If you're going after dentists, chiros, competitive niches, be willing to pay like $150, anywhere between $100 to $200 per appointment. So that's something to think about. And then I will say also at the beginning, it's going to be cheaper. As you scale, it gets more expensive. So like once we got up to a certain point, just because it's not a huge audience, the costs will go up as well. So
yeah, and one thing to note, those niches with higher cost per meeting generally close at a higher rate because they're higher net worth. So don't be scared to pay $150 for a Cairo meeting, because Cairos close at a higher closing percentage than like real estate agents, for example. So it evens out. Like, just because you're paying 150 or 200 per meeting doesn't mean your cost to acquire a client is going to be anything crazy. And yeah, be willing to break even on month one. You can outscale everybody else because nobody else is willing to break even on month one. If you're willing to do that and spend like that, you can grow an agency super fast.
here's the general rule of thumb.
Yeah.
Because someone asked about the costs. If you're in a huge niche like real estate, or if you're in a very untapped niche like funeral homes, like waste management, like there's got to be some untapped niches for sure. Like if you go into those, it's going to be really cheap or cheaper. I'd say anywhere between, let's just say about $50 per appointment. If you go into competitive niches like dental, chiro, gyms, you're paying anywhere between $100 to $200 per appointment.
Yeah. Okay. Dynamic creative on, daily budget enough to get you 1 meeting per day. Location, again, add Canada in there if applicable, which it isn't always. That we're missing Canada for a second. Custom audiences. This is where you select your custom list. So test list. United States, Canada. Age depends. Generally, you're going to be doing like 25 plus. I also tend to cap it out at like, you can cap it. Some people cap it out at like late 50s. You can cap it out at 64. It doesn't really matter. Facebook doesn't really push any of the ad spend towards really old people anyway. But I don't like the 65 plus, because like any money spent on 65 plus is basically pointless. Because we've had some older Kairos come through. Like we've had 60-year-old Kairos. Like it's not like it doesn't happen.
Isaac, should the daily budget be as much as one book call, or if it doesn't, does it mess it up?
As much as one book call. Yep. And like, for example, if once you start running, where's my budget? If once you start running, you notice that book calls are coming in at like $60 instead of the initial $40 that you launched, any new ad sets you launch them at 60. You don't want to have your daily budget below your average conversion cost. What that does is it actually artificially inflates your cost per conversion. Why it does that, I don't know, but it does. It's like happened a million times. We got all that right. Languages, English. There's no reason to show ads to anybody that doesn't speak English. Yes, we do include UK English just in case. Placements. I have everybody start off on news feeds. News feeds only. You can test automatic placements if you want in the future and see how they work for you. Sometimes they work better than news feeds, but for a safety measure, Facebook and Instagram newsfeed only to start. Okay, that's that. Let's go into the ad. I'm just going to leave all that. None of that really matters. So what we're going to do is we're going to select 5 images or 5 videos. This is the benefit of dynamic ads, is you can put multiple creative within the ad and it will find the best performing video, the best performing body copy, and the best performing headline. Now, for $50 a day, I do 5 images, 3 body copy, and 3 headlines. 1, 2, H3. Now, you may think to yourself, that's a lot of body copies I have to write. That's why you have these. That's why you have these to pull from. It makes it way easier than having to write 3 body copy and 3 headlines from scratch. And also the good news is body copies take forever to fatigue. When it comes to keeping your ads fresh, basically all you have to change is the headlines and your images or videos. Now, if you're starting off at lower spends, like if you're spending like $20 per day or $30 per day, this is a bit too many creatives. So you need to reduce it. So for like $20 to $30 a day, I'll do like 3 images or 3 videos. Anything below $50 a day, you just have to reduce it a little bit. Because if you have too many creatives for too little ad spend, it never properly optimizes. So URL, c.io. Obviously put your domain there, verify your domain with iOS 14, like we talked about in the last module. Let's go over here. So that's ad set 1 is custom list. Ad set 2 is going to be a 1% lookalike, and then ad set 3 is going to be a 2 to 5%. So I'm going to show you guys how to make those. Duplicate, original campaign, keep everything the same. You don't need to change anything on here except the name. We're going to name this 1% custom list. We're going to choose our 1% lookalike of the test list. And that's it. That's all we have to do on that ad set to change it. So we just put that 1% lookalike of this custom list as its own ad set. Next, we're going to do the 2 to 5% lookalike. So this is going to be 2 to 5% of the custom list. And we are going to do 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. And delete the 1%. So this is a 2 to 5% combined lookalike audience to target. Now, next are going to be our 2 interest ad sets. These are most of the time going to be your highest performers out of all of your ad sets. Oddly enough, because people used to hate interest, but interest are what work best now. So we're going to duplicate the one that has our custom list because it's the easiest to delete out of, actually, let's name this low reach interest. Off. We're going to go delete our custom list out. And we are going to go to detailed targeting. So for real estate, so what you want to do here real quick is go through and see where it says size to the right. When I hover over each one of these, you want to see generally where there's like a midline of the size. So you want to choose, you want to find an arbitrary number that like about 50% of these interests fall below and about 50% of these interests fall above. So let's get off the job titles. Real estate investing, real estate. So I'm going to say, and this is just after quickly looking at it, the 200,000 seems to be like a midline, like about half of the relevant interests are falling above 200,000 and about half of them are falling below. So this is going to be our low reach ad set. So this is 50 to 60,000. That's perfect. That's what we want. Real estate investing. Wait, was I looking at million? I was looking at million. So above and below 200 million. So real property, real estate investing, below 200 million. House, that's 500 million. So that's too high. This one breaks our rule of above 200 million. So that's too high. Investment, property finder, 15 million. Investment, investor, no, not really. Starter home, 10 million. Now, some of you are almost guaranteed to be thinking this thought right now of how is this going to target real estate agents? Like, isn't this going to target a lot of B2C traffic? And you're kind of right and you're kind of wrong. So interests are basically fake. Interests are basically fake. All interests now are so broad that it doesn't, what you're looking to do is just narrow
Someone
it
asked,
down.
huh? What do you mean by it's fake?
So here's what I mean it's fake. When it says real estate investing, this is not only going to target people who are interested in real estate investing. It's a way bigger audience than that. It's who Facebook thinks is interested in real estate investing, which basically means everybody who has anything to do with real estate whatsoever. Some of the interests are worse in terms of how broad they are. Some are better, but they're all super broad. Your goal with interest targeting is to reduce it from a completely open pool of people. Like, don't just target open, but make it so they're at least generally interested in the topic at hand, which is real estate. What does the majority of the heavy lifting when it comes to your ads finding real estate agents are two things. Number one, your ads themselves have to call out to real estate agents. That's quite simple. Like, basically just build ads that are target, that call out to your audience by their offer, by the imagery, by what's said in the body copy. That it should not be ambiguous at all as to who the ad is for. So that's number one. Number two, the algorithm. Once real estate agents see your ad, they go to the funnel. The funnel is also congruent with the ad in terms of saying, hey, this is for real estate agents, and they convert. Pretty much 100% of those are going to be real estate agents. So the pixel gets trained on only finding real estate agents, which is what you want. So this type of targeting is only to find, it's just to narrow it down a little bit so that your ad and the algorithm can handle the rest of the work. I'm not going to complete the rest of this one out. There's a bunch more interest that could be added. Just pretend that I did. Next one, high reach interest. We're basically going to be choosing every interest related to real estate above 200 million. And again, guys, remember that 200 million number is arbitrary. It doesn't mean anything. It's just a good middle point. So we can choose some really broad ones for some really narrow ones. So house, real estate, broad is perfect. It's exactly what we want. Real property, home and gardens, but too broad. Apartment, residential area, real estate industry, 400 million, perfect. Let's see, I want to delete that last low one out of there. Real estate, property finder, investment, doesn't know, new house, first time buyer. It's too low. Starter home. Real estate development. Condominium, real estate. Furniture. By the way, I also do add the mortgage ones. For anybody in real estate, I generally add the mortgage ones as well. I guess we'll do apartment. I don't know why we're getting so few. We had so many 2 seconds ago. Home and garden.
I think they get the point. Like,
you get the
also,
point.
guys,
Yeah.
don't overcomplicate this shit. This is where people are going to get stuck and never run their ads.
Yep.
There's something called, there's this really funny graphic of like this, like jacked bro running ads. I'm sure we could find it.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can actually find it for you guys.
It was, it's Virgin Media Buyer versus Chad Media Buyers.
Let me look it up. I actually want to show it to you guys.
Yeah, it's an excellent meme. But yeah, don't overcomplicate this. Like, if I was building this on my own and I just encountered that roadblock, I'd be like, oh, 200K or 200 million is probably too high. I'm going to make the separator 100 million. Like, the dumber you can think, the better. Like, it's not complicated. I'm gonna. Oh, you found it? Here, let me stop
Oh
sharing.
no, it's deleted. God damn. Let me see if I can find it.
Okay.
Oh, here it is.
I'm gonna finish this build out and just let me know.
No. Wait, I want to show it. Let me share my screen real quick. I think it's really important.
It actually is. It's unironically.
You gotta give me permission to share.
Oh, how can I give just you permission?
Just give me permission for a second and then we'll change it.
I'll make you host.
All right. All right, check it out. It's like the Virgin complicated media buyer. And it's like tries to target better than Facebook.
Too much segmentation, too much looking at the data, like trying to get these like hyper narrow like ROAS.
Yeah, and then Chad broad targeting, he's like, let her rip. He's just like, I'm gonna run the ads.
No naming scheme. Did you guys notice how my naming scheme is bullshit? It's just like, oh, custom list. Like my no naming scheme will outperform anybody with a very complex naming scheme, I guarantee you.
Yeah. Like his creatives intimidate inferior creatives. Like it's just like focus on the big things. Offer, creative, and then the targeting. Don't be like this guy when doing your targeting. Just keep it really, really simple. And that's it.
Doesn't even know what a lookalike audience is.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not that crazy, but the point is most of you guys get stuck in this like mental masturbation of like, I need this to be perfect. And like, what about this specific thing? And like, as long as you guys follow the overall framework that Isaac just laid out, your targeting is going to be just fine.
Yeah.
And I promise you, I think the point is you're not going to out target or you're not going to be better than Facebook at what Facebook does. So
here's an example that I've seen. People will like take every single interest and put it in its own ad set. They're like, I got to split test them. And then after I split test them, I'm going to combine all the high performers into one ad. First of all, it never works. And it's a massive waste of time. These platforms promote broad targeting and just throwing out good creatives. That's really what works these days.
Yeah. So as long as you follow the overall structure that Isaac lays out, don't overcomplicate it. Just focus on the offer, creative, copy, like we talked about, and that's it.
Exactly. I wonder who that recorded to when I made you host. Did it just record?
Still you.
Okay, good. Okay. Train. So this is it, guys. This is the layout. Eventually, you can launch an open targeting. All open targeting is you just launch it without any targeting. You just have the demographics, men, women, 25 to 54, whatever, and you run that. That's only after you have a bunch of data. That's not really your concern right now. This is the base of all B2B campaigns, is this layout right here. Let's go into the final two slides on Facebook. So what to do when ads fatigue. Again, this is like standard like Chad media buyer meme. Throw up new creatives. If your ads fatigue, it's because they've seen your creatives too many times. Film more, make more wacky image creatives, insult the founders of an industry even more. Take Dr. Palmer and make a bunch of images of him doing whatever you want him to do, and it'll work. New targeting, more lookalike audiences, different interests. This is only really if you didn't follow my scheme. If you followed the setup I had, there aren't different interests to target. If your custom list is working really well, if you're in one of those few industries that custom lists still crush in, you can scrape more, like you can hit more databases if you haven't already. But basically when ads fatigue, you just want to launch your creatives and relaunch this scheme right here. So film new creatives and relaunch it to all these targeting. And you're going to find some high performers, 2 or 3 of them will crush, 2 or 3 of them won't crush, and you turn those off. And it's very simple. It's all just taking new creatives and relaunching them to the same old targeting. Change offer. If you've been running the same offer for months and creative changes don't fix your problem, like if you genuinely put out some very good creatives, relaunch it to the targeting set and it doesn't work at all, it might be time to adjust your offer. Let me see. Last page on Facebook. How to scale. And this is very, very simple. So you have two options when you're scaling. Number one, don't increase this budget right here. This will screw you over massively. Facebook hates when you adjust budget once ads are live. It will punish you via algorithm. Once an ad set is live, this budget never gets touched. If you want to scale, duplicate out your ad sets. So let's say this one performed. I'm going to duplicate it 4 times. That's how you scale. You can put the duplicates at higher budgets if you want. You don't have to, but they need to be at least a daily budget to where they can get 1 conversion per day. An even better way to scale is to do that same thing, duplicate it out multiple times, but with new creatives. The reason I say this is if you stay with the same creatives too long and you keep hitting the same people, because everybody's niche is actually narrow. I don't care how big your niche is. It's still B2B. It's still narrow relative to other industries. So if you do a ton of duplication and you're pushing a ton of daily budget through the same set of creatives, it will fatigue. So the best way to scale is to duplicate out, but also build new creatives. I know people don't like to hear that because people don't want to build new creatives, but that's just how it works. Now, there is a threshold to how many duplicates you have to make. If you only duplicate it once, or you only duplicate it twice, Facebook randomness might kill you. Now, here's what that means. Let's say you duplicate an ad set 10 times. 5 will perform and 5 won't perform. All the same targeting, all the same creative. Facebook randomly can't find winners sometimes. The problem with only duplicating an ad set 1 or 2 times is you might have just gotten unlucky. It might have worked if you duplicated it more times. If you only duplicate it once, you might have, in the example of the 10 ad sets, you might have just ended up with one of those 5 ad sets that didn't perform. So you have to duplicate it enough times that Facebook randomness is unlikely to kill your progress. And that threshold is generally 3 or 4. You want to duplicate it out an ad set 3 or 4 times. I kind of feel like the Virgin Media buyer talking about this now, Joel. Now that you talked about like the technical stuff.
Let's move on.
Yeah. I'll just delete that slide, honestly. Okay. That's Facebook. That's everything on Facebook. That's everything you need to know. There's no 13th slide. That is the method.
If you guys don't want to build a funnel, can we talk about the calendar on the funnel? Is it pretty simple? Do you ask any questions?
Yeah. Like, I just use the default high level calendar most of the time. In most niches, you just want to collect name, phone number, email, and have them schedule an appointment time. If you're getting people outside of your niche, or you're getting like hyper unqualified meetings, you can put a survey here instead. So it'll go survey, then at the end of the survey, it redirects to the calendar. It's very simple to set up in the survey builder. But most niches, you can just embed a calendar here without issue.
It's pretty simple, guys. Nothing too crazy. That's with the survey, or you could just embed this right on the funnel.
Yep.
Someone asked earlier, should I call the leads? You guys need to treat, and I said this at the very beginning, I know some of you guys were not on yet. Every book call needs to be treated like a lead. If you treat book calls as book calls, you're fucked. You need to treat every book call as a lead. Oh, I got a book call them with it immediately. Pretend that they didn't book. It's called forcing the intro call. You're forcing the contact to happen. It's one of the biggest hacks to improving show up rate. Everyone's like waiting 4 days to first talk to them. Someone books, call them. 100% show up rate if you get them on the phone. So as soon as you guys get book call them. All right. So that's Facebook ads, guys. Pretty simple. You guys are going to have access to the whole database of ads. You're going to have access to the presentation, all that good stuff, the funnel, the snapshot, everything. Isaac, can you actually go back to one of the PDFs with the copy? Let me make you host again.
Yeah. Which one?
Okay, any of them. I just want to say, like, if you guys remember, we talked about doing video ads. If you're like, Joel, what do I say on the video? You can literally take, like, scroll down a little bit.
Yeah.
You can literally take the copy in any of these ads and make that your video ad. And again, you're going to edit it like a TikTok video. If you look at my page, Isaac's page, and look at any of my Instagram reels, edit it in that format. And you would just say instead of writing the copy, you would just say the copy. So you'd say, want to become a local celebrity gym owner and be known by everyone in your area? Too many gym owners are using the exact same marketing practices that simply no longer work. Inefficient forms of marketing like hiring agencies, referrals, flyers. I don't know if that's what they do. You have to obviously tweak that for your niche. This is just a framework. All that is not going to cut it anymore. Using my new Blue Ocean strategy, you can go from being a nobody to a local celebrity gym owner in just 90 days. By efficiently leveraging your online personal brand, you'll have tons of inbound new members excited about joining your gym, endless appointments, enabling you to hit record revenue numbers. And if you want to learn more about what it takes to become a local celebrity gym owner, click the link below, schedule a call to speak with our team, and we'll talk to you soon. So like, you could just literally take the copy to make your video ad and then just edit it in the format of my TikTok videos and Isaac's TikTok videos. I will say though, if you are in a niche where, like gyms, it's a visual niche, like gym equipment, I would actually go out to a gym and film it in a gym. If you're working with dentists, go to a dental practice, film it at the dental practice. I think that'll make a huge, huge, huge difference. If you're a roofer, get on, like find someone's roof or get on your own roof.
Yeah.
And film the ad. Like, I think that'll make a huge difference. And as far as the copy, you would just use copy straight from any of the examples that we give you. So like if you scroll down,
Yeah.
And then zoom in on that dental one, it's pretty blurry. So it's like, this could be your ad. Dentist, let's imagine for a second that getting new patients in the door is easy. Time is no longer an issue for you. I can't really read that. It's kind of blurry.
That
you
motivation
get the point.
and drive. Yeah.
You guys get the point. That's how you would make the video ads.
Yeah.
Cool.
And yeah, a good gym one, guys. Have you ever seen the Liver King video where he's like lifting dumbbells in his bed? If anybody wants a hook for a gym video, that would crush. I promise you. That's a top performing ad right there. Okay. Joel, do you want to? Are we going over TikTok B2B today as well?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Let me pull up slides. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure. Cool. So, you guys, we're showing you everything today. Like you're getting like everything. This is how to dominate your agency niche with TikTok ads. Any of you who consider yourself smart right now and want cheap meetings in your niche should run B2B on TikTok. It works for most niches, and for most niches, it's way cheaper than Facebook. It's cheaper because no one else is doing it, because people are lazy, because people don't like to get on video. Guys, let me show you my video filming setup. Does this show? Do I have a webcam on right now? Look at this. This is it. It's a microphone. I tied it to a tripod. I have the converter for iPhone, and I have my iPhone. That's all you need to film video creators for TikTok. I pay someone in Turkey $3 per video for the TikTok style edits. So it's a low barrier of entry if you make minimal effort, and you're going to get very cheap agency meetings, B2B meetings for yourself. So first of all, you have to stop letting me take your leads. It's a problem. Every niche I film a B2B ad in for TikTok, I'm getting all of your meetings that you guys should be getting for very cheap. You should stop letting me do this. That's all this slide is about, is you guys need to, like, there needs to be more ads of you guys like calling out chiropractors on TikTok and real estate agents and all this stuff. It's easy. It's not hard. And you're going to be rewarded for it. Let me check chat.
Isaac is definitely a Chad.
I have a little bit of the Virgin Media buyer inside of me, though. I have a little bit of both. Okay, this is a swipe file of all of my ads that I filmed for TikTok B2B. It's not all of them. It's like a few of them, but it's enough that you can.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's enough that you can go in there and
click on it.
Okay.
Don't tease.
Okay.
Okay, there's a few. Cool.
Yeah, like here.
Chiropractors. If you hire marketers to get more decompression patients, then you're doing it all wrong. The days of getting chiropractic leads from some marketer in his mom's basement.
Like, you get the idea. It's like basically the ad copy. Did that play through the microphone?
Yeah. I would say though, like, guys, again, if Isaac wanted to, I think you were doing this for an agency client. But if this was Isaac's agency and he wanted the best results absolutely possible, I'd literally go into a chiropractor's office.
Yeah. Get creative with it. Like, I'm doing the bare minimum. I'm doing the absolute bare minimum. Like, it takes me like 30 seconds to film these now. So like I'm in a hotel right now. I'm filming an ad later today. So I'm doing, you can make way more effort and you can probably get like $20 meetings for chiros, which is crazy. TikTok is 99% all creative. All platforms are heading in this direction, but TikTok is especially wired this way. If the targeting on Facebook is fake, the targeting on TikTok is really fake. It's like 99.9% you're creative. If your creative sucks, you're not going to get results. If your creative is good, you're going to get results. It's that simple. And you have a ton of reference from me and Joel on how to film these. So ways to get better at ad creative. So guys, if you want to level up your ability to like come up with video ideas of stuff to film, beyond sitting in your kitchen and ranting about chiropractors, go to these 3 links right here. These are some very good examples of video ad creatives. A lot of the old Billy Jean stuff, you can look that up on VidTow as well. He has some top tier creatives. You can learn a lot about how to script it. One of the benefits about TikTok is your ad has to be under a minute. Why this is a benefit is it means your script can't be overly complex, which means your competition scripts can't be overly complex. The problem with like YouTube ads and these longer form 3, 4, 5 minute ads is you're competing with people that are like writing like poetry. They're like rewriting the Bible in ad form. It's like top tier copywriting, all this stuff. The benefit of TikTok is you're stuck under that minute mark, and it limits everybody, so everybody's equal basically. So nobody can have like this god tier copywriting. Everybody's equal. Another place to learn about how to write good video creatives is to look at other people's hooks. Go to big organic pages and look at what types of hooks they're using. You can rewrite these hooks for your industry. You can be like, oh, that's he called out, something about the recession to start. That'd be good for, my real estate agents. Like, go to these pages and look at how they're writing their hooks. Because TikTok is like 99% the hook at the beginning of the video to grab their attention. General trend I've noticed is negative hooks are performing better, at least right now. I've noticed this across most lead gen industries on TikTok. If you have a negative hook, it outperforms a positive hook. Don't talk about saving the earth if you're, doing solar or something like that. Like, it needs to be like, if you're like a roofing company, you'd be like, the state of Minnesota has lied to you about your leaky roof.
Like more controversial stuff.
Yeah.
Like marketing agencies are scamming you, like something like that.
Yeah.
Roofers or chiropractors, marketing agencies are scamming you. Yeah. If you've been scammed, you could even use that angle and you're going to get everyone's attention.
Yeah.
And then flip it.
Yeah. Exactly. All of our best performing B2B ads right now are in the 40 to 60 second range. Shorter does work. Shorter can work. I have noticed that shorter ads, like if you get ads that are like 20 seconds long, they perform better on Instagram stories than they do TikTok. If you want TikTok, most of the stuff that works well for ads is 40 to 60 seconds. It's not a hard rule, but that's a trend I've been noticing. Another thing that will give you a little bit of an edge when it comes to running TikTok ads is to run them as Spark ads. This is selected when I'll show you guys a quick build out here soon. This is selected at the ad level. What this does is you run ads from an organic post. So you have a normal TikTok profile. Normal TikTok profile, you post your ad organically on it, and then you connect it to your TikTok ads account. It's very simple to do. Once you hit that little thing here to check that on, it'll have you connect your TikTok account. It's very self-explanatory on how to do. Takes 2 seconds to figure out. But there is an algorithmic edge in running the ads from an organic page like that versus running it from just the standard ad platform. It gives you about sometimes a 20% reduction in meeting cost, which is fairly significant. Currently on TikTok, it's easier to run lead form ads and send them to a calendar at the end of the lead form than it is to run ads to a funnel. That being said, ads to a funnel still works really well. Honestly, I recommend testing both when you launch your ads, but the lead forms on TikTok are very high quality. Like your ability to reach them, the percentage of them that are like legitimate leads is way higher than Facebook. So running lead form ads on TikTok for B2B and then just sending them to a calendar at the end of the lead form is the easiest way to get up and running fast and have it performing. Again, make sure you call them. Like we'll say that 50 more times throughout this, but make sure you call them. You can also run ads to a survey. Direct to a survey has worked really well for us on TikTok as well. Survey landers. You can use that lander that we talked about earlier from the Facebook side of things and embed a survey at the top. You can also just run ads straight to the ugly high level survey. If you go into the snapshot that we shared on the other slides, if it loads, forms, surveys, builder, there's a couple surveys in here that look really good that you can edit. And yeah, you can just run ads directly to those. A plain old survey works really well. And again, proven calendar landers also work. But if you want to get up and running fastest, you can just use lead forms. Okay, so let's go into targeting for TikTok ads. So TikTok ads targeting needs to be kept broad. The algorithm needs to do the work. Again, one of the biggest mistakes I see with unsuccessful TikTok ads is I'll go into somebody's account and they'll be targeting like 3 interests. It's a terrible idea. It's basically never going to work. So TikTok ads stage 1 targeting. Okay. Open targeting, low intent, high intent, and purchase intent. I'm going to help you guys build this out right now so you can see what these mean. This will take a quick second. Also, you can do hashtags. They suck, honestly, though. You can test them once in a blue moon. They'll work really good. I don't recommend it, though. So I'm going to show you guys what these targetings are so that you can look back on this video and build it out alongside me. Okay, so we're going to select... let's select lead generation, because that's what we talked about. Lead gen test, continue. Oh, okay. Wait, that's really weird. Okay. TikTok is the only placement. That's fine. If you run conversion ads, it will put like Pangle and stuff here. Make sure you unselect those. This is our open ad set, which means we're just going to be targeting demographics. Languages, English. Gender, all. Age, 25. You can do 55 plus. It doesn't really matter. Household income, leave that alone. Interest, leave it alone. This is our open ad set. Daily budget, enough to get 1 meeting per day. Cost cap, Don't do that. Do lowest cost for the bid strategy. Next, from library, we would choose one of Joel's videos.
Do you put the offer in the headline?
Yeah, like usually I
caption?
say like click learn more to get 5 SMMA clients or something like that for the text. The text barely matters though. People don't even like look at it. By checking this box, that's fine. Lead forms, the lead forms are super basic, guys. They're even more basic than Facebook. Let me just go through the configuration for you. English, form type, more volume, introduction, uncheck that. It doesn't need an intro. Question, name, email, phone number, very simple. Privacy policy, add a privacy policy. You can just use one of those generators. One last step is the headline. At the end of it, schedule your appointment below to get whatever the offer is. And then just link them to your calendar right here. That's it. Okay, let's website events. None of that needs done. We're going to hit submit. Back to campaigns. Some of you might have seen the targetings I'm going to build out here in one of the first lessons we did, but I'm going to include a couple more. So just be aware that don't completely not pay attention. Next ad group name is going to be low intent. Then what you're going to do, leave everything the same, go down to interest. What you're going to do is you're going to select everything. So select all of the interest in this first category. I'm not going to actually go through because it takes a while. Do the same thing in the second category, select all of the interest. And then do the same thing in the third category here, select all of the interest. Now, for our low intent ad set, what we're going to do is in the second category, select liked, commented, and 15 days. In the third category, select viewed profile. Then we're going to hit next and submit. That's our low intent. What we're going to do now, duplicate the low intent. And again, imagine I actually selected all of the interest in these categories. But what we're going to do is in the second and third category, we're going to select the inverse options. Watch till the end, shared, 7 days. Third category, followed, remove, viewed profile. Go down here, hit next, submit. Let's remove low intent or turn it off. I mean, sorry guys, we were supposed to call this high intent. I'm supposed to rename it. It's my bad.
No, don't worry about it. Don't be a virgin media buyer.
My bad.
Just kidding.
No,
don't confuse people. Change it. I'm just kidding.
We'll leave them all named open just to.
No. That would confuse people.
I actually did hit check mark. I don't know why I didn't. There we go. Okay. Last one is something called purchase intent. So for this, duplicate your open, one copy from down here, add interest. Oh, this is actually not available with lead forms. Purchase intent is only available with conversions. What it looks like, guys, if you're going to run a landing page and you set up your ads as conversions instead of lead forms, when you expand this first category, there's going to be a tab here, like right above these words right here. And then one of the tabs will say purchase intent. What you're going to do is select that tab and then go through and select all of these interest while purchase intent is selected. It works really well. I highly recommend testing it. Obviously, you can only do it with conversion campaigns, not lead forms. Okay, so this may look simple, open, low intent, and high intent. You can scale a campaign to $10,000 per day just using these 3 targetings if you want. It's all in the creative. Like scaling TikTok campaigns is like, guys, I'll show you how I scale my TikTok campaigns. Copy, 6, copy. Then go into low intent, copy, 6 copies, copy. The same thing with high intent. And obviously with new creatives, if you're going to be scaling by that much, you want to constantly put out new video creatives. That's really what's going to be the main driver of keeping your costs down on this platform. Let's go over here again. Avoid hashtags; they kind of suck. We already went over open targeting. There's slides on here if you guys want to see this. Oh yeah, that's what let me go back. That's what purchase intent looks like when you're running conversions. Is it like an extra tab here at the top? Don't do hashtags. So here's stage 2 targeting. If you want to test more as you're scaling your TikTok campaigns, what you want to do is do lookalikes. And building lookalikes on TikTok is very easy. Basically, you're going to create audiences for your different pages. So website traffic, and you're going to have a different event on every page of your funnel, and you're going to create audiences, and then you can create lookalike audiences off of those. See how it says create lookalike audience? You can create lookalike audiences off of those. So see, like, clicked an ad in the past 180 days, and I can create a lookalike audience off of this if I want to. So there's a lot of different custom audiences you can make in here. You can do it off of lead gen forms, people who have submitted a form, people who have viewed a form in the last 7 days, 60 days, 90 days. Basically, what I recommend you doing is going in here when you first start running your ads and creating a bunch of audiences. So if you're running lead gen, create all the possible audiences off of that. If you're running funnel, create all the possible audiences off of that. This category is also relevant. Engagement. You can do like all people who clicked on an ad, who saw an ad for 6 seconds, watched 100% of the video ad. Those ones are valuable. Basically, when you start running your ads, just create a ton of audiences, because then when you want to, you can go back and you can quickly create lookalikes off of these, and yeah, you can run those. That being said, guys, 90% of the stuff I've run on TikTok has been that initial the initial set of targeting. It works just as well as lookalikes, and it sometimes works even better. So you don't have to go into lookalikes, but the retargeting can certainly be valuable for you. So definitely go in and create those audiences when you start. And yeah, more of the original roster. Like, if you want to expand, duplicate a ton of the original roster, but put new videos on it. That's really how you expand your TikTok creatives. This just goes into what I just mentioned about audiences. Scaling. I already talked about that. Scaling is just duplication. You just take your ad sets and your targeting that's working, just duplicate it a bunch of times. And it's best to do that with new creatives, because new creatives ensure you get the lowest cost. The entire process on TikTok is launching a bunch, let it run for 48 hours, and then turn off all the low performers and rinse and repeat. Launch a bunch, run for 48 hours, turn off the lower performers, rinse and repeat. You can also scale the winners by 15% every 4 days. This applies to all platforms. You can do this on Facebook too, but you risk messing up the learning at the ad set level. So I personally don't do this. I scale much more frequently with the ad by duplication than by scaling by 15% of the budget. Duplication is much safer, it's much quicker to scale, and it's just better. That's it for TikTok. It's not too complicated. Your biggest challenge will be getting in front of the camera and actually filming some of these creatives. But once you do it once, it's very easy, and you can just keep doing it again. And one final note, your TikTok creatives can be used on Facebook as well. You can multi-purpose them. They don't have to just be for TikTok. But yeah, Joel, do you have anything to add or ask?
No, I think you're a legend, Isaac. Can we drop some W's in the chat for Isaac? He literally showed you guys how to run agency ads A to Z for Facebook and TikTok in about 2 hours. So guys, I'm going to reiterate some warnings for you guys. I'm going to just say it again for those of you guys that didn't hear me at the beginning. Number one, Paid ads is going to expose you. If you suck at sales, it's going to expose you. And that's the best thing to ever happen to you. Taking an honest look at yourself and having to level up is the best thing that always happens to us as entrepreneurs. We don't like it. No one likes to get punched in the face, but that's how you can learn how to punch right back. You can't learn how to punch right back and get back up if you don't ever get punched in the face. So I truly believe that paid ads is one of the greatest things for agency owners because it forces you to practice and level up very quickly. You're essentially, if you guys look at the learning curve, most agency owners, what they do is they'll do cold email, IGDMs, and then the learning curve, let's say it takes 6 months. When you run paid ads, it kind of gets shortened to like 1 to 2 months. There's massive opportunity cost in having a long learning curve. Because even though you're spending more money and technically wasting it if it doesn't work at the beginning, think about all the clients that you would close if you just spent that money up front to learn to get better. And then over the course of 6 months, you're closing a lot more clients than the person that, yes, maybe they're risking less up front, but they're not actually closing as many clients. So it will expose you. It's going to suck. The same issues that your clients have with calling the leads, following up, they're not good at sales. These are the same issues you guys are going to have. So this is going to force you to do 2 things. Number 1, call your fucking leads, call the leads, call the leads, call the leads. Just because they come from paid ads doesn't mean that they're automatically wiring you the money. Like that's what I used to tell all my chiro clients. And I'm telling you guys the same thing. Just because these leads are opting in to come to you doesn't mean that they're just ready to wire you money. They're just saying, hey, I might be interested in this. That's it. That's all they're saying. They're not saying, hey, I'm ready to sign up. They're not saying, hey, I'm really interested. They're saying, hey, I might be interested. I'm just checking it out. That's all they're saying. Call the leads and get better at sales. If anything, if you're running paid ads, this is the time to go all in on practicing, get better at sales. And last but not least, guys, it took me $5,000 to close my first paid ads client. But once we did, we scaled from 50K a month to 250K a month within 6 months. So once you crack paid ads, it's so much easier to scale. But going through that uncertainty of cracking paid ads at the beginning is very, very, very emotionally draining. And it's very difficult. And most people give up right before it takes off. So if you do commit to paid ads, know that it's going to be uncertain at first. You're going to get that like roller coaster feeling in your stomach of like, oh, like stomach dropping, like I'm losing all this money, but like you're ultimately investing to learn quickly. And once you crack paid ads, you scale. Think about it like this. I've scaled 87 agencies to 100K a month. I've scaled my own agency to 300K a month. Isaac scaled his agency to 100K a month and beyond. Our business partner, Sergio, has scaled his agency to 300K a month. All of us ran paid ads, and 90% of my success stories have ran paid ads. The reason why is because it creates scale, but most people give up right before it takes off. Or because they don't want to take an honest look at themselves and accept the fact that they suck at sales. That's another thing. Last but not least, offer is king. If you copy and paste people's ads with the same offer that everyone else is doing, don't expect to get better results. Expect to get worse results. Offer is king. If you have a really good offer, you could have the ugliest landing page. You could have even ugly creative, and it's going to crush. What else? Don't overcomplicate it. Paid ads feels extremely scary. I promise you, if the more you could just focus on the offer and the creative and just follow Isaac's basic targeting framework, and the less you complicate aside from that, the better off you'll be. It's extremely, because there's so much to it, so many things that you could do. It's extremely easy to like tinker your way to zero, like overcomplicate the shit out of it to the point where you get paralysis by analysis. Keep it simple. Put most of your energy on the actual offer and the creative, not on the actual ads build out. Last but not least, if it takes you longer than a day to build it out, you're doing it wrong. If it takes you long, I'm going to say that again. If it takes you longer than 24 hours to get everything set up, you're doing it wrong. You're overcomplicating it. It should honestly take you a day. What shouldn't take you a day is coming up with a really good creative, coming up with a really good offer. That might take some market research, fine tuning. Like that might take weeks, right? So yeah. And then last but not least, guys, everyone is competing by being better with your offer. Someone offers guaranteed leads, then someone offers guaranteed appointments, then someone offers guaranteed patients in the door, then someone offers paper appointment. Then someone offers paper appointment that shows up. Then someone offers paper patient that signs up to an actual treatment plan. That is a race to the bottom. One of the best things I ever did was asking myself, how can I be new or different than everyone else? And coming up with new offers instead of better offers. New will always beat better every single time when it comes to offers. If I say to you, hey, I'm a better personal trainer than this guy, that's way harder than saying, hey, I came up with a brand new like ketogenic diet, or like think about Liver King. He came up with a new diet, even though it's just liver, like it's not anything new, but he positioned it as new and everyone bought. Everyone's like, I need bone broth. I need liver. I need this. I need the supplements. Everyone just started buying like fucking crazy because it was a new opportunity. New always beats better. When TikTok ads came out, we told everyone in Agency Lab, yo, run TikTok ads, or sell TikTok ads, sell TikTok ads. It was way easier to sell a dentist on, hey, try TikTok ads. They're like, oh yeah, I've never tried it. It's new. Let's go for it. Versus, hey, we are the 67th med spa offering the same guarantee, same Facebook ads as everyone else. So if you guys can compete by being new or different, you're going to destroy everyone else. Some examples I gave earlier: influencer marketing for local businesses, VA placement, recruiting ads, ChatGPT. Like there's so much that there's so many angles out there to stand out a little bit and compete by being new. So like literally you guys could say that we do AI SEO, and all you could say is like, yeah, we use ChatGPT to rank you guys faster, and boom, you're just going to destroy every other SEO agency, even though like I know there's some regulations with Google and AI, but like the local business owner doesn't care. So you could say, hey, we're using ChatGPT to create the frameworks, pump out blog posts even faster. Then we add a human element to it. We have a copywriter go through, copy chief it. So we're able to compliantly use ChatGPT to get way more SEO work done for you than every other agency and rank you faster than everyone else. Now you're back to selling SEO, which is dead, but now it sounds really sexy, and you're unlike every other agency that's offering ads to auto detailers and med spas. So that's pretty much it.